Hello, everyone. There's always technical difficulties. Hopefully, you are hearing me. Welcome to LOCKBEARD Phenomena number 122. Hogmanay 2023, Scottish New Year. Although it's New Year for a lot of people. Well, New Year's Eve will be tomorrow. So this will be probably the last live stream of the year. It is December 30th, 2023. Hogmanay is kind of one of the old, goddess type of legends where the old crone is rejuvenated into a young woman or a young goddess. Chat is already starting to fly. Let me see here. Let me make sure you guys can see that all right over there. It probably fine. Probably fine. Brian and Chewy were here first. What's up, Lock? Angel, Raptor, Mr. Lee, 3PO. Welcome to the chat. Mr. Lee says sounds good. Puppy Man UK, no evidence is here. Welcome. Patriotic Yank says hello, old man. Welcome. So that catches us up in the chat. Awesome. Gary Johnson says just a ghost in the shadows. I assume you're talking about Bigfoot, Gary, right? So I don't really celebrate New Year's, really. I don't celebrate anything, really. I mean, I acknowledge it. It passes. New Year's night, I'll fall asleep probably before midnight. I'll probably fall asleep around 9 or even as early as 8. And then I will be woken up because there will be weapons fire. Maybe some fireworks, but definitely some weapons fire. So that's how it'll go down, which is fine. Uncle Bones is here. He says, hey, Lockbeard. What's up, Uncle Bones? I'm trying to remember. It seems like there was something you asked about. I think it was there was a question. I think I answered it. Memory's going. Memory is going. Waiting for that the puppy man there. Yeah, your comment. It takes a minute for it to pop in the StreamYard. You're seeing it on the screen before I see it in StreamYard. Doing it this way. Puppy Man UK says, I've got the Thompson contenders polished and ready. Raptor says, New Year's night around my place sounds like you're in a war zone. Yeah, as it should. So any of you people out there watching, you're in one of those pansy-ass countries or pansy-ass states or cities where you're not allowed to have weapons, let alone go outside and just open fire for 4th of July, New Year's Eve. Well, you might consider replacing your government entirely. If your government allowed for you to be disarmed at all, you got the wrong government. It needs to be completely replaced because it's anti-freedom, and that's all there is to it. It's anti-freedom, and I'm all about the freedom. Puppy Man says, Uncle Bones will send a message to Scott and Hannah. Oh yeah, it was some. Yeah, I sent a message. I put a comment under his video about that issue, Uncle Bones. Now I remember what it was. I put a comment under that video because I didn't see you that one night, and so I don't know. I can't. The only way I can figure, if you got blocked, maybe somebody did it accidentally, but man, it's hard to believe that they could block you permanently. So maybe YouTube's messing with you. YouTube does crazy stuff. Bones says, to Puppy Man, I sent him an email with my channel link. Thanks for the help. Yeah. Well, between the three of us, he should have got the message. But it may not have anything to do with him. It might just be YouTube. Angel says, usually quiet here just because everyone works early. Yeah. Puppy Man says, I hope I didn't accidentally do it. If my phone gets set on its face, it will do it. So you think you might have accidentally blocked Uncle Bones on Scott's channel? I mean, I've heard of it happening. It could happen. There needs to be a number of steps so that, if you just hit something, it doesn't just block somebody. Well, you would think that any real Scotsman out there would show up for Hogmanay on the LOCKBEARD channel, but who knows? We'll see. We'll see if Dogman UK, DUK. I think we should just call him Duck, DUK, Duck, because his name's too long and complicated. He needs to chill out. Chill out with that name. We'll look at an article here. Hogmanay is the festive Scottish tradition you've never heard of, but will want to celebrate. It's just another type of New Year's celebration, though. Another type of New Year's celebration. Puppy Man says I might have, but it wasn't on the show from what I see from the chat. Well, who knows? I guess it'll be a mystery. Hopefully Scott just gets in there and sees it. If Uncle Bones did get blocked, hopefully he gets in there and sees that and fixes it. Bone says, the first week I did not see you, Donald, but last week I tried to say hey. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, maybe it was an accident. I don't know. This is a article on travelandleisure.com about Hogmanay. In many countries, December 31st is known as New Year's Eve. In Scotland, it's Hogmanay, pronounced Hogmanay. The celebration involves fireworks, lively street parties, several Scottish traditions, including one called the first footing, the type of revelry synonymous with the United Kingdom's northernmost country. To find out more about Hogmanay, its origins, and the best ways to join in on the merrymaking, we ask a few locals to share their knowledge, personal experiences, and best tips for celebrating Hogmanay in Scotland. What is Hogmanay? Hogmanay is a term rooted in Scottish culture, marking the final day of the departing year and a joyous welcome to the new year to come, says Connor O'Leary, managing director at Gleneagles Hotel. It is our New Year's Eve celebration, characterized by a warm and welcoming atmosphere filled with abundant festivities. Hogmanay is technically just one day, December 31st, but the party is known to begin a couple days prior and continue through January 2nd. Bone says, Scott said he could not even find me on YouTube. Really? Well, clearly you're on YouTube. Huh. Puppy Man says, I took what I could out of the ATM to pay for his flight. It will be pricey to get Dogman here, but he wants to break me. I'll pay for him to come. Well, if in fact this Dogman UK character, this Duck, if in fact Duck is in Scotland, I think it's best that he just stay there. We don't need troublemakers over here, you know, causing trouble, because that's what troublemakers do, right? Angel says, Puppy Man, no evidence. He is not worth the time or effort. He is like a middle school girl drama queen. Yeah, I mean, hopefully everyone who has any reasonably civilized sensibilities that went and actually saw the stuff on his channel recognize that he's 100% like troll, just insults people, never actually makes a point. So yeah. Raptor says, Uncle Bones, was it you on Mogs the other night in chat? Bones says that they do not watch Mogs anymore. What, you thought he was, you Raptor, did you think Uncle Bones was posing as under a different name or something? Puppy Man UK says, Uncle Bones, I'll see if I can get in settings and see if it was me on there next live. Let me go to my regular channel and see if I can see him. Wasn't sure. Puppy Man says, Angel, I'm doing it for the fact he's a coward. Well, I mean, clearly that's the case. He's maintaining some anonymity to talk serious shit and just throw insults at people. So if he had a legitimate gripe, then he would present a reasonable argument, a reasonable case, but he never does that. All he does is insult and troll, and apparently he thinks calling people gay is an insult, so apparently he doesn't think very highly of gay people. He thinks that I wonder if what's he gonna do next, call me black, because it's basically the same. When you try to insult someone by calling them gay, you might as well also try to insult them by calling them black. You know what I mean? It's just, it's the same type of insult. you're insulting them, you're calling them by something that reveals that you have a hatred of. So he's definitely, he tries to act like he's not, but he talks like he hates homosexuals. So you can disagree with them and their lifestyle and all that stuff. That's what, it doesn't matter. But when you're throwing that kind of insult at people, it's kind of bad form. It reveals that you hate homosexuals, and so, not that anyone he's calling straight people homosexuals who don't even give a shit. Well, I assume Brent's straight. He has kids and stuff. And and the only types of people that really get upset is people that about being called gay when they're not, or people that are a little fragile about their sexuality, and oftentimes it'll be someone's kind of in the closet and they haven't really truly accepted who they are, and they're having a hard time dealing with it. they're just not ready or whatever. But anyway, Mr. Lee says, yep, troll. Can't understand how people cannot see it. I don't know. Hopefully people like Mogs recognize and see that they're being snowed by some of these people. And the weird thing is Dogman UK. He don't like Dark Waters, DDoS, Vault of Nightmares, all those people. But he supports LIB, and those are all a bunch of people that are on the bullshit side of the subject. So it don't make any sense. Donald says you can see Uncle Bones over there. You can see me in chat now. What the F? It's probably just YouTube, man. YouTube does stupid, crazy stuff sometimes. It doesn't make any sense. So you'll be hidden, and you don't know why, and you're trying to talk to people, and they can't see you. Donald says, Raptor, he's targeting another group because we are not going to bow down to his misinformation. Well, and we're not getting all bent out of shape either. Like, I don't care. And I think the reality is people are coming over and checking out the channel a little bit. So he created a little bit of an uptick in subs. I mean, Yank there subbed. So, maybe Yank is rethinking his or her position on things. But yeah, the best thing you can do, don't get upset when trolls come. Laugh at them, and and that's about it. Don't feed them. Don't get upset. If they see you getting upset, then they know that they got the reaction they wanted, and then they keep on trying to troll. But this is a little weird situation because I want them to keep trolling. Bring it. I mean, because I truly don't care, but I want them to. It gives us something to laugh at, and it just continues to show people what they're about, and it's traffic over here. I mean, I bet between Duck and Yank, Duck and Yank have probably been 50% of the comments that my channel has ever had. Which is good for the algorithms and stuff, right? So keep it up, guys. Yeah. Bone says, Donald, I need to go look in last week's live. Raptor says it, Donald, yeah. I think he fell down and bumped his head, or the cheese slid off the cracker. Yeah. Angel says, I really wonder if he's using some app for the accent. I listened to him on Moogs and it glitched a couple of times. Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering because he uses a voice changer for his, his little like, you know, what are they, like 10-minute videos that he does? He has that other voice. I don't know what to call that voice, that weird squeaky voice or whatever. And so what if the Scottish accent isn't real? I don't know, but what if it isn't and he's not even in Scotland? Or he's not even a he, maybe he's a she. Or one of the 1,000 other make-believe genders out there. I don't know. Donald says, but he will have a flight if he puffs up like a partridge. See, Donald. Mr. Lee says, Angel, no, I think it's him, and he ain't no lady. Get it figured out. Rapper says, Angel, sounds like he speeds up his voice to make it sound like that. Yeah, you're talking about the other voice. Like he's using two different voices. That chipmunk voice. I don't know if that's supposed to be a chipmunk, but I don't know what else to call it. He uses a chipmunk voice and a Scotsman voice. So maybe neither one of them's his real voice. Maybe he really is some other asshat out there. Donald says that will be cheaper for me. Angel says, Raptor, this was different. The accent dropped mid-sentence, not sped up. No, I think Raptor's talking about the standalone videos he does with the chipmunk voice. He has like this chipmunkish voice. Mr. Lee says, yes, he's really Scottish. Can you tell? Because I mean, see, and I wonder if that's the case because he uses some of the words he uses is Americans wouldn't really typically know. Like he says wrongin a lot. Wrongin. I don't know why I like that. I like that word wrongin. Something about it, but he uses that word, and that's not a word that your typical American's going to know unless they're watching us right now. Now they know wrongin. I mean, you don't even use wrongin, Mr. Lee. That's like straight up Scottish, isn't it? Wrongin. Raptor says that, Angel, I understand what you're saying now. Donald says, Angel, I was under the impression he was using his voice. Gary said, did he like now become the main attraction? Oh, he's trying like hell to be, but he's just a troll. He doesn't have anything, any evidence for anything as far as do Dogman exist, anything like that, So Donald says his news nonsense, he uses that squeaky voice. Yeah. Angel says, Donald, it just sounded weird on Moogs that night. Yeah. I just don't get it. I don't understand why Moogs got so upset with me for simply questioning whether or not the people at the Rimmer who got lost were mistaken about what they saw, right? I wasn't trying to attack them. I was just saying, anyone can be mistaken. And when people aren't willing to admit that they could have been mistaken, and it's like that doesn't help us. That doesn't help you get to the bottom of the mysteries, and when you're out in the woods, and if you're not on guard against that, against pareidolia, against your mind playing tricks on you, getting spooked, and you could start thinking you're seeing things that aren't there. And the mind is more than happy to fill that in there, because it's trying to make sure you see danger. So it's better to make a mistake and there's no danger than to make a mistake when there is danger. So that's why pareidolia exists, probably. It's just to make sure that if there's a face, you see it. And so, but it's a little bit overzealous about picking out faces. So that's why you sometimes see a face when there isn't one. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, we do use Rongan. He is definitely Scottish, though. Donald says, I find it funny Mogs finds it righteous. Yeah, I don't get it. He got all upset for me for what I said about the Rimmer situation, but this guy's sitting over here, calling people names, the personal attacks on Nikki for her appearance. I mean, just ridiculous stuff. Has Mogs denounced this? So what are you supposed to do with this? I mean, is he going to be too prideful to admit that maybe he shouldn't have talked to that guy? Maybe he should have looked into him a little more closely and realized this guy is not someone you want to be supportive of. I think I've already pointed out, I think I got a reasonable case for him being a homosexual hater, but also an overweight people hater, calling Nikki Miss Piggy and stuff like that. He's just a hater all the way around. You just listen to his videos and you see he has nothing of any value to add to the conversation. So, what's up? It just makes me, I mean, it's just crazy. He's willing to talk to this guy, but they, got all upset and attacked me because I questioned whether or not the people on the rim actually saw what they thought they saw. I'm just saying that then maybe they were mistaken. But now, man, I don't know. Mandy and Candy says the problem is everyone on YouTube is two-faced. Well, not everyone, I don't think. But a lot of people, perhaps. Welcome to the chat, Mandy and Candy. Donald says the pareidolia Brent found was interesting. Raptor says the high-pitched voice, yeah, it sounds like it's sped up. Could be. Oh, Mr. Lee been thinking of Mandy and Candy, huh? Big kiss to Mr. Lee. Gary says, when one think their stance on YouTube is the Enlightenment channel? What? When you think their stance on YouTube is the... I'm not sure what you're saying there, man. Mandy says, Lee got 10 faces over here kissing Lockbeard, anus, and I'm not sure what that says. Smoking, Moog, talkies, whackers. I'm not sure what you're saying there. Donald says he was calling Josh and Mike fat and homosexual today. Yeah. So, I mean, again, that just shows that he's just a hateful person, hating on people for their lifestyle and their physical appearance and not offering any legit points about anything. So, spelling is as bad as yours. Mandy and Candy says, "Careful, boy, I'm in Ireland and I can find use." Raptor says, "I think Mogs does this stuff to try and keep people coming to his channel so he can get paid." Is Mogs' channel even monetized? Does even I don't think his channel is monetized. Um, and I don't think he planned on having that whole interaction with Danny that night. Um, and I'm not sure he was 100% comfortable with some of that interaction. It seemed like he might have been a little worried about where it goes, where it's going to go. Um, I wasn't there for it live. I saw the replay. I didn't sit down. I didn't see the whole replay all in one sitting. I just saw the first part and I made that short from the clip from the first part. And then I saw the rest. So I didn't see the part where Danny came in until after I made that short. But and saw that Danny and Duck made up a little bit. But this guy's whole attitude about he's just gonna go get people and look, I'm all about exposing people that are hoaxers and liars and thieves, but what he's doing isn't the same. He thinks he's acting like he's righteously protecting people from me, I guess, and people who are exposing the hoaxers and he lies. And if you look closely, you see his lying. When he was trying to claim, like there was this big old issue about Brent and Nikki attacking Judy. Well, there wasn't. The clip that he used in his own video showed that it wasn't that big of a deal as he was making it out to be. And he's sitting here calling them vile and all this stuff and just spitting venom. And they were basically, all they said was that, Judy was talking shit about Nikki. They weren't even really saying anything too strongly about Judy that I saw. They might have, I didn't see all that though. I didn't see all that conversation, but I would assume that Dogman UK Duck would have used the best clip he could find, and if that was the best he could find, there was nothing really said hardly other than Judy was talking shit about Nikki. Now I don't know if she was talking shit the same I have about Nikki. I have my own quarrel with her to a little extent. Nothing major. I don't hate her or anything. I don't. I just feel like she has some biases, and I think this whole issue with Judy may have given. Hopefully, it's given her pause because she was defending them as friends, and now Judy's turned out to be a snake in the grass, and Nikki's aware of that now. So, but I don't think Jay's a snake in the grass, and I hope Stevie isn't. I don't think she is, but we know Judy is because we've been seeing what's going on. So it could have been though that Judy helped drive You know, because some people fan the flames of something. You know, if they see drama happening, they fan the flames. Um, if you see people getting spooked about, they think they see something in the woods, you fan the flames and increase the mass psychosis of the situation. So and of course, I can't say for sure. I wasn't there to witness it, but I'd almost bet. I'd almost bet that's what happened. If he is monetized, he makes pennies. Yeah. Yeah. Angel says, Raptor, I used to watch him mainly for the chat. Now many have left. Yeah, I mean, because of some of these issues, right? Some of these issues. Danny's here. Welcome. South Carolina is in the house. He says, yeah, my fault, motherfuckers. You better be careful if Dogman UK sees you in here. He's going to say you're in cahoots with us. The Dogman UK, if you're watching, Yank was here earlier, wherever he went. Danny's not in cahoots here. He's criticized me. He's defending LIB because he told you all that shit on Moke Show. You know, Danny tries to walk the line, but like I said, you really can't. Because you sooner or later you'll have some asshat like Dogman UK, who although I mean, who could have foreseen this guy, man? He's way over the line. I mean, he's like out of control. So I don't know. Do what you will. Do what you will. Raptor says, Angel, yeah, I noticed that I've been blocked for several months, but I went on the other night. His chat was way down. Mandy Candy says, Midwest Night Watchers blocks everyone. Backstabbers they is. Donald says, they certainly weren't bullying her. Nikki asked to stop talking about her, and that's the extent of it. Yeah. Yeah. And I bet Nikki only did that on her own channel. That's the funny thing. You cannot bully someone when you say something on your own channel. See, because that someone could just not come to your channel. And even if they do come to your channel and they're reading the chat over here, they can just skip over your comments. You know, they see your name and don't read what you said. You absolutely cannot bully someone on your own channel. People they can just scroll on. That's the whole funny thing about the internet age. It's funny. You know, when I was a kid, you know, like none of this stuff existed. If you were going to get bullied, it was going to be in person. And now on the internet, people think they don't like that someone said something about them somewhere on the internet. Well, it's too bad. People, you know, were doing that before the internet. It's just you never saw it. And now you can go see it and you're mad about it. You're going to bitch. Oh, they're bullying me. No, they're not. You're not being bullied. No one's coming out and finding you. They're not filling up your email. They're not coming to your channel. No one. So I don't even know if Judy has a channel. So they did not go to Judy's channel that I'm aware of, right? Nikki probably just said it on her own channel, so that's not bullying. That's just not. Gary says, I can see where he's coming from. It's what I came about was to find it difficult to question Dogman UK. Oh, and look at the Scotsman. He's here. He left when Puppy Man showed up. Yeah. Here, boy. Mr. Lee says, he's laughing. You'll do what you will. You put a lot of comments in the chat. You don't say hardly anything. That you like to spam a little bit there. Maybe you could try to, you know, form a complete sentence every so often. You know, You know how to full formulate a sentence, right? Danny says, I watch who I want when I want. Just because I'm watching this shit don't mean I'm in agreement with you. LOL. Yep, there you go. There you go. Puppy Man UK says, I have nothing but pareidolia. Oh, yeah. So, Dog Man, it's on. Okay, whatever, dude. Cockbeard, watch your next boy. I don't even know what that means. What does that sentence mean? I don't know what it means. Puppy Man says, Dog Man, I got the stacks waiting to book a flight. You love dogs, man? He's an asshat, though. Complete clown. Yeah. Raptor says Judy blocked Nikki that night when Brent was on that one guy's channel. She even said it in the chat. Yeah. She has no problem abusing a wrench. You know, and that's an indication you're dealing with, you know, unethical people, that they don't if you say something they don't like and they go to censoring you like a common, you know, Second World War German, because that's what y'all are acting like. You would have been right there burning the books with the Germans, wouldn't you, Judy? If you're watching, if you censor people in chat, it's the same thing. You're trying to keep people from having freedom of speech. You're un-American for doing that. It doesn't matter that it's the, you know, it's not the internet's kind of, it's the internet and not on the street. If you hold those values, then you hold those values everywhere you go, right? And that includes the internet. The value of free speech exists here on the Lockbeard channel. That's why this Dogman UK pansy ass bitch from Scotland is getting to talk. See, on his channel, we got blocked and timed out and all that stuff. And we only went over, well, I only went over there once to the chat to check it out, and then I'm gone, right? So I'm not over there bullying or harassing you. You're actually coming over to my channel and harassing me, though. But bring it, bitch. Come talk, fat boy. What the hell? Yeah, you're here. Mandy says Midwest Night Watchers blocked you, dogs, man. Get those backstabbing dorks. Okay. Angel says, Raptor, I saw that she blocked you, Nikki, and a couple others. Yeah. Why are they afraid of you talking? Why are they afraid of your words? Dogman says, duck and whatever all that other nonsense in your name is. POTWO, yeah. I don't even know what it means, but you might want to simplify it. I'm simplifying it for you. You are now duck. Dogman UK duck. As in, you better duck when Donald comes around. Oh, this is your best talk about me boring. Okay. Puppy Man says, Dogman, notice we don't block you here, Goof. Yeah, because we're not afraid of your words. You're insignificant troll. Everybody can see that it's got half a brain. The BS talking is you, man. Raptor says, Angel, we found out later. Yes, what cracks me up is I've been good to her. She's been good to me. I couldn't figure out why she did it. Wrong, attacking women exposed. Yeah, you're misconstruing all that stuff. You're misleading people about the whole situation. You are a liar. And you are unethical. You're trying to act like we're, you know, the bad guys here, and we're basically pretty good people. Brent's good people, Nikki's good people. You know, so and your videos show you're nothing. You just do nothing but spit venom. You cuss people. You call them names. You make fun of people for how they appear. and you call people, gay and stuff like that, as if that's some kind of uh, legitimate insult. It's not. Calling someone gay is hateful towards homosexuals, right? Just like if you called us black, right? You wouldn't do that, would you? No, you wouldn't. As an insult, I mean, it'd be factually incorrect. I'm not going to be insulted. I'm not insulted by you calling me gay either. I don't give a fuck. I'm perfectly comfortable in my sexuality, and I don't care if you call me gay. It's not bothering me. I know you think it is because in your mind, gay is bad, so you're insulting us by calling us gay. So uh, you hate gays. Thank you for telling us that. And you hate fat people. Thank us for telling us that, because you've been making fun of Nikki for her appearance, calling her Miss Piggy and stuff like that. Just absolutely disgusting personal attacks like that, and that has exposed you, and it's immortalized. That little snippet I took is immortalized it in my short video. So even if you go and try to scrub your channel, everyone's going to know forever. So whatever, dude. Thompsons are polished. Come and break me like you said, coward. Danny says that's why I like Lee. Shit, I've been talking crap to him for years. He never blocks me or times me out. Yeah. Hold tall ones, knob in your hand, noobs. What the hell? Fists like bullets is here. Welcome. Welcome to the shit show. We are trying to honor the Scottish New Year while this Scotsman's in the chat trying to be a troll. Tell us about the Scottish New Year. How are you celebrating the Scottish New Year's, you Scottish dude? Duck. Dogman UK. Time will come, only joking. 2024 are going to be funny news. All right. All right. Dogman UK says, talk about me, baby cockbeard. Your time's coming. What do you mean by my time's coming? What exactly do you mean? You made, I guess, a number of videos about me. I've watched one, like the first one, I guess, but it was such a nothing burger of just impotent, no nuts attempt to attack me. And no real point. You had no real point. You couldn't refute anything that I've said. All you could do was throw insults. So completely pointless to watch your videos. BS hate chat. I mean, you keep calling us a hate group. What are you talking about, a hate group? You're the one being hateful. You're talking extremely hatefully, right? Your videos are extremely hateful. See, everything you're calling us is what you really are. So I'm starting to think, because I know you're the hateful one, and wronging. You're wronging, right? You're wronging. Am I using that word correctly, Mr. Lee? You keep calling me and Brent gay for some reason, so I'm starting to think you probably are gay, which is fine. Be the best gay you can be, man. Live your life. But yeah, everything's projection with you. You talk about us attacking people, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's all you do is attack. And I guess post some pareidolia. Angel says, Raptor, she has something against Brent, so anyone saying anything positive about him was blocked. Mr. Lee says, some peeps are so sensitive, though. I've said it all along. Well, anyone can see that where you lied in different places on your channel. Mandy Candy says Brent is a dull weed rude. He blocks me V2. What? Assuming me too. Puppy Man says, don't let the door hit you in the rear, dog man coward. Black. Yeah, black. Clearly I'm not, but you might as well try to insult me by calling me that if you're going to try to insult me by calling me gay, which reveals that you hate gays. So see how you tell on yourself. Raptor says that Angel, I'm wondering if she on drugs now or something, why she's been saying things and acting. Mandy and Candy says 13 people in chats, 32 watching, a bunch of looky loobs, cowards. Well, some people just aren't in chat. So, which is cool. Take all the watchers. Duck says boring chat, BS all you can do. Talk about me, give me content. 2024 gonna be fun. Happy New Year. You mean Hogmanay? You don't hide stuff. You break my boy. Okay, boring. I mean, look at this. You just boring. Like you said, boring so many times now. Are you trying to flood the chat? Try to say one good sentence. Just one. Can you formulate one good sentence? Angel says Raptor, she went off on Brent in a chat last year, maybe on one of Joe's shows. She said he was rude to her in chat. I could not see where he had been. Yeah, because she's full of shit. He likes it here. He shows up every time, says fists like bullets. Yeah. Let him run his mouth, I guess. Puppy Man UK. Puppy Man says, go look at his tree and branches there, a dog man juvenile. Absolutely nothing cryptid. Oh, yeah. Use your own words, remember. Use your own words. Raptor says, Angel, I didn't know that still makes you wonder if she ain't doing drugs or something. Well, it looks like Dogman UK isn't making any real points. Troy's here. Welcome. She says, yep, that is projection. Puppy Man says, totally irrelevant. Oh, yeah. Fists like bullets says, for sure, Dogman has a secret crush on you, Lock. I think he does. He's like a grade school little boy. He's mean to the little girl that he likes. I'm not a little girl. You're not a little boy. If you're truly interested, Dogman UK, send me some nudes. Oh, he's probably gonna clip it. You're gonna clip that. Debate me. Oh yeah, you don't want to debate nobody. Brent tried to come on your channel. You said no. You wouldn't let him come on. Pussy. you keep saying debate me. You never do. Oh wait a minute. That's not Dogman. That's Puppy Man. That's Puppy Man. Okay. In case some people might be confused, what's going on in chat here? Puppy Man is a parody of Dogman UK. He's making fun of Dogman UK. So for those of you that might be just a little bit confused, like I just got confused there for a second. Angel says, Raptor, I don't personally know her. I know she lost her husband. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Well, people like Duck here, Dogman UK, is trying to make it out like, they attacked her right after her husband died. And I don't know when her husband died. And again, condolences for the loss of her husband. Obviously no one wants to try and attack someone when they're, just had someone close to them die. Just as a lot of us, kind of didn't say anything, criticizing Carrie Arnold for a little bit, you know, after he died. Kind of just let it go for a little bit. I think we're free and clear now. It's over a year later, but so there was nothing, not an issue there, and they're trying to make it out like there's an issue, and there really wasn't anything too horrendous said. Um, Now, as far as I know, nobody has. Like, I can't follow every channel out there and see everybody's live stream. So so now here I've gone ahead and said, yeah, there's an issue with Judy. She's been out there manipulating people and causing problems, and has probably been doing so all along. So, and I don't know. I don't know when did her husband die. Does anyone know exactly? Because I don't know. But apparently, it's been a little bit. It's been a little bit. So whatever. People gonna get pissed off. They're gonna keep saying it. They keep repeating that same bullshit. Mandy Candy says Angel got a couple of the faces to don't you witch? What? Don't you witch? Is Angel a witch? I don't know what you're saying there. Raptor says that Angel, it's a possibility she's taking out her frustrations on people from hurting. No, there was issue before her husband. I mean, there's some issues. Puppy Man says, damn it, I can't share that stack for Dogman to see. I'm not fooling around. Book the flight. Oh, yeah. Danny says, oh, my God, please change the subject. What subject would you like? You get back to New Year's. It's New Year's, everyone. Haha, women hate attack said. Talk. What the hell are you saying there? What the hell are you saying there? Don't even make any sense. Raptor says, Dan, I agree. Somebody time out the dog man. Let's move on. No, don't time him out. Just ignore him. You don't have to read his comments. You don't have to read his comments. Just skip over them. Danny says, when I say that I'm talking about deaths, just had one in the family yesterday. Oh, gotcha. Sorry for your loss, Danny. Maybe Dogman UK will shut the fuck up so we can get back to talking about Hogmanay. Either book the flyer, tuck to tell. Hogmanay. History and origins of Hogmanay. While there is no clear answer about where or how the term was coined, some say it comes from Hogmanay, the French word for gala day. Others believe it has Gaelic, Scandinavian, or Old English origins. One thing's for sure, Hogmanay has a long history in Scotland. The holiday purportedly has roots in the Viking celebration of the winter solstice, as well as Samhain, which is I know it's for those that aren't familiar with that word. It's spelled as if it's Samhain, but it's pronounced Samhain. Basically, Halloween, the Celtic pagan celebration of the end of the harvest season. It wasn't until the 16th century Scottish Reformation, however, that Hogmanay solidified itself in Scottish culture. At this point in time, the festivities and celebrations around Christmas were seen as lavish, extravagant, and tightly connected with Catholicism. In 1640, the Scottish Parliament officially banned Christmas. It became illegal to celebrate Yule vacations. Parties and feasting were considered a distraction from the focus on Christian values, but there were no such restrictions surrounding the New Year, so festivities were traditionally saved for Hogmanay, the last day of the old year, explains Gareth Davies, tour guide at the Edinburgh Expert Walking Tours. The Scots would have worked as usual over Christmas, but got 2 days holiday at New Year instead, as we still do in Scotland, he adds. The ban was officially lifted in 1712, but the church continued to look down upon any festivities. It wasn't until 1958, nearly 4 centuries later, that Christmas became a public holiday in Scotland. Think of the Charles Dickens. Think of Charles Dickens's A Christmas Carol. Part of the original subtext of the story was that Ebenezer Scrooge was Scottish, not just because he was mean and miserable, but because he expected to work on Christmas Day, as he might have been used to in Scotland, says Davies. Angel says, sorry for your loss, Danny. Prayers, Danny, says Puppy Men. Uncle Bone says, prayers, Danny. Danny says, it's okay. My son's fiance lost control of her car in a storm, wrecked. She was 27 with 2 kids. Holy shit, dude. Sorry, man. Raptor says, Danny, sorry to hear that. Mr. Lee says, Dan, that's rough, man. So sorry. Danny says, extra rough for me. She wasn't my favorite person on earth. I kind of gave her a hard time. Yeah, sometimes that happens, and you start feeling, someone that gave a hard time, and then they pass away. You start, it's just natural. You feel a little guilt for it. You got let it go though. Let it go. Because you can't live your life in such a way as if what if this I mean, some people say you should, as if this person could die tomorrow. Like Duck here, Dogman UK. He could die tomorrow. And some people might feel guilty about these interactions we have, but I'm not going to feel guilty, Duck, because you earned every little bit of this. You came at me with vile. You say I'm vile. I don't know how I'm vile. I'm not being vile. What you're doing is being vile, Dogman UK. But you came at me and Brent and others in just a completely inappropriate way. And so, and I've been very nice towards you in response, really. So I'm not going to feel guilty if you die tomorrow, Duck. I'm not going to feel guilty at all. I will, be sorry you died. I don't want you to die, but yeah. Just going through comments on the channel, and there sometimes YouTube pulls a comment out and it's hidden, and it's sitting there. So I got to go in there and click in there, and it says, this comment may have bad language. You sure you want to look at it? Like it's like, of course I want to look at it. I clicked on that deal, or to get into there. Why are you asking me again? But anyway, so people say, it might be a curse word or something like that. I don't care, really. Probably everybody should try to limit how much cussing they do on YouTube, really, but I don't care. But this person today said, I can't remember exactly what they said, but I know they said basically that they were going to self-delete. As in the S word for often yourself. And YouTube hid that. And So now I'm sitting here with a, a little bit of a quandary. Um, do I approve it? Because I can approve because YouTube hides it, and then I can approve it, and it goes ahead and shows up. But that I didn't approve it because we just don't need that, right? I don't know what that person's purpose was for saying that, if they really meant what they said, but it just didn't need to be in the comment section. And he says, well, that sucks. Donald says my chats were getting blocked. Sorry, Danny, if you need anything, DM me, says Donald. JT's here. Welcome. Says, what's up, everyone? Mandy says, Midwest backstabbers probably blocks you too. Sleeping Beauty's here. Welcome. Says, Dogman in love with Lock for show. Yeah, Dogman in love with me. Hopefully he sends me some nudes. Send me some big Scottish burly man nudes. Holy shit. It's probably true. He probably because sometimes like when sometimes the most vicious people towards gay people have been in the past. The most vicious person towards gay person ends up being someone that's really closeted and they haven't dealt with being gay. They kind of have they're having a problem with it, and they're hiding it, and they're upset, and so that and they just express it by being mean to gay people and being extremely uh, uh, discriminatory towards gay people. And in the end, it turns out that they were closeted and hadn't accepted themselves yet. So I don't know. Maybe Dogman UK. Maybe Duck is in the closet. Aaron's here. Welcome. So you now have multiple accounts to regurgitate your bullshit, Doggy Boy UK. The puppy one, the puppy man one, is someone that's making fun of Dogman UK. Mr. Lee says, what happened to Jeff? I haven't seen him for ages. I don't know. From what I understand, he's having some eyesight problems. I don't know. I don't really know anything. Can't remember where he was talking about that. It was on some show. He was talking about it, like he's having trouble seeing. Now, you, Mr. Lee, you and I know, and others know, because like I have, like my vision if I eat too many carbs, my vision starts to get a little wonky and blurry and stuff. And of course, what a lot of people don't seem to realize is diabetes is a cardiovascular type of disease, right? There's something wrong in your cardiovascular system, and this is why you end up getting limbs cut off and going blind and stuff. And so if anyone's got Jeff's ear out there, I would suggest that he get rid of the carbs immediately. Every last carb. Don't do that freaking loosey-goosey keto where you're still allowing yourself 30 grams of carbs a day or whatever the number is now. No one should do that. Absolutely no person on the face of the planet needs to eat 1 single gram of carbs ever. You don't need it. You don't need it. You don't fucking need it. The human body produces exactly how much glucose you need by a process called gluconeogenesis. And that's all you need. So, and I've seen it with myself where I have my glucometer and I was testing myself all the time, trying to figure out, okay, what's going on with my blood sugar. I know my blood sugar tanks, too damn low. And Anyway, getting rid of the carbs, but especially if you go fully carnivorous. See, keto only takes you so far. You're still being poisoned by a bunch of plant toxins until you get rid of the meat, everything but the fatty meat. But once you do that, your body starts to be able to heal shit that it couldn't heal, even on keto. Keto lets you heal to an extent, but fully carnivorous really ramps things up. But that eyesight thing, I don't know. I don't know that that's why his eyesight's going out. I suspect that may be it. Because that's just the case for a lot of people. A lot of people losing their eyesight don't realize that that's what's happening. This is such a prevalent thing in our society. People are eating these heavy carb diets, and they think it's not that big of a deal. They've been told you need carbs, but you don't need carbs. That's a lie. It's a complete lie. And so and that's why their vision's going bad, and some people are going blind. So I would suggest that Jeff, seriously, like, don't believe me. Go talk to one of the carnivore doctors out there. Okay, go talk to one of them, and I don't know that any of them are specifically the eye doctors, but they could certainly probably refer you if you needed to someone who's understands that a lot of this stuff is just is straight up caused by eating stuff that is not food for humans, and that's it. And so he should think about going fully carnivorous. Eat as much fat as you want. Eat all the butter. Eat all the eggs you want. I suggest throwing out the whites. The whites, useless material. Give it to your dog. Your dog will love you for it. Eat the yolks. Eat the yolks. If you can afford to do all that. But yeah. So he needs to seriously think about this dietary approach. He may be able to slow the progression of whatever's wrong, or maybe even reverse it a little bit. We'll see. Donald says, Lockbeard, my buddy told me he almost did it last night. He came out to talk to me and loaded that on me. Whoa. Donald says, Tessa turned him down, Mr. Lee. I'm not sure what you guys are talking about now. Donald O. Yeah. Aaron, that's me, says Donald. Puppy man. Mr. Lee says, I have to take extra vitamin A for my sight. It's getting worse and worse. Well, the problem is getting the right form of vitamin A and stuff like that. So I would strongly advise you, Mr. Lee, you need to go talk to one of these carnivore doctors and consider going fully carnivorous. You'll sort some shit out you didn't believe can be sorted out. Gary says Mr. Lee probably couldn't handle the truth. Danny's giving a link there. He thinks everybody should check out. Donald says carbs and liquor, it's the worst for eyesight. Yeah. Liquor. Yeah. I mean, alcohol isn't doing y'all any favors. Hopefully a lot more people start putting down the alcohol and we get away from this culture, this alcohol culture. It's doing so much damage to people. And you can be so much more when you're not a drinker, and you'll save a lot of money. You're doing a lot less damage to your body. I mean, it's poisoning everything. You just don't need it. Corey Cole, new name there. Welcome to the chat. Uncle Bone says Mr. Lee gets some vitamin K also. Investigate. Donald says, Lockbeard, I know where Dogman went to harass the guy he did this morning. Who's he harassing? Who's he harassing? Can't use vitamin K, it causes blood clots. The thing about vitamin supplementation, though, is it's really not a good idea to do it at all. All you really, because think about it, humans, millions of years, there was no vitamin supplementation. The body isn't made to deal with it under that circumstances. It's just not. There's a funny situation with vitamin C though, but but put that aside. In general, vitamin supplementation is just not a good idea. All you need to do is eat a fatty steak or some fatty hamburger. Um, maybe just fatty red meat and maybe some seafood, but don't put anything from a plant. Just stay away from the plants entirely. Now, if you're having trouble figuring out, okay, I got some hamburger, what am I going to make burger patties all the time? You could like put your burger meat in a pot and stir it and heat it up really good and get it a chili going and put a little chili powder in there. But a lot of people, they'll put flour in chili. Don't do that. They'll put beans in chili. Don't do that. Beans are bad. There's a reason why you almost blow your ass out when you eat beans, for fuck's sake. That should be that. Here's your sign, right? um, and go easy on the tomato, so keep it light with the chili powder and tomato. You don't need to put as much in there as people typically do. If you're just have a hankering for chili and you're trying to figure out a way to choke this hamburger down because you're like, how do I eat this hamburger? Well, I mean, you can just make burger patties, put some cheese on it, stuff like that. Pour that grease on that patty. Try to eat as much of that grease as you can. Don't throw out the grease. Don't throw out the fat. Eat the fat. Eat the fat. Eat the fat. It's extremely important nutrition for humans. That's why we killed those mastodons, because we wanted a lot of that. We wanted that fat. We ate the brain because the brain's fatty material. It's extremely important. A lot of cholesterol. That's actually a health food for us. It's good for us. So, when the government was telling you don't eat cholesterol, they were trying to harm you. They were trying to harm you. And it's starting to come out more and more where people are starting to understand that was bullshit, that this is actually a health food for people. Cholesterol is a health food for people. And eating a high cholesterol diet does not cause high cholesterol in your blood. It doesn't do that. This is all come out. Do your own research, figure it out. For anyone that's doubting this stuff, but look into the fully carnivorous people. Look into Dr. Kim Berry, Dr. Sean Baker, Dr. Anthony uh, uh, Chafee, and one of my favorites, even though he's a weird guy, but he's extremely intelligent and he's the most on point about the right information. Like he's the most on point. He's just a weirdo. But he's most correct, and that is Professor Bart K. All those guys have YouTube channels that you can go check out, and they're all trying to reach out and teach people. And there's other carnivores out there. Check them out. Do not check out Paul Saladino. That guy is full of shit, because he'll be telling, oh, it's okay to eat fruit. No. Hold on. Slow down. Maybe eat some fruit once a year. It'd be okay. But he's eating fruit every day. And then he's trying to tell you, well, you need to eat this raw and eat that raw, or he's got a bastardized version of what he's calling meat-based. Forget Saladino. The guy's got salad in his name, so he's retarded because of that, I guess. Anyway, Dr. Sean Baker, Dr. Anthony Chafee, Dr. Ken Berry, or Professor Bart K. Check out those guys. Those are 4 main ones that Lockbeard approves of. Angel said, Donald, he can't get a rise out of Lockbeard, so he leaves. No fun trolling if it isn't making people mad. Yeah. Well, it's a joke, and I'm perfectly happy. He's another viewer. He's in my comment section, putting all kinds of comments in there. It's good for the algorithm. Keep it. Bring it on, motherfucker. Bring it on. Angel, he knows he's a posing coward. He is a poser. He's a total poser. Mr. Lisa Lockbeard, the right I got the right form of vitamin A. I know the one you mean. Yeah. But even so, it's still better just to get all your vitamins from your diet. Unless you got some specific health issue that's associated with vitamin A. I don't know, but in general, because I mean a lot of this stuff is it's kind of in general. Humans are supposed to eat big, fatty, red meated animals. We made those big ass spears. We carefully and painstakingly learned and developed the technology to flint knap those spear points so that we could kill big, freaking fatty red meat animals. And when he brought down a mastodon, the chief didn't say, okay, a couple of y'all go make a salad. We don't got ranch dressing or anything like that. That won't be invented for another million years. But make a salad anyway. I know it tastes like shit, but it's healthy. No, it's not. Salad is not healthy for humans. In no universe is it healthy for humans. It's actually not healthy for humans. Do not eat salad. It's not healthy. They lied. They convinced you, and you believe it. Oh, well, when you're convinced that, and so you start like, well, I feel good. Okay. Eat those leaves with no salad dressing on it. No cream, blue cheese, ranch, none of that stuff. You won't like it. You'll be like, nah, why the hell am I eating this shit? Donald says, Uncle Bones, you know which live you got blocked on? Donald says, abnormal investigation. Oh, is he fucking with abnormal investigations? Yeah, he's another bullshit channel. Mr. Lee says, I need the supplements and vitamins in a drip sometimes because my liver cannot process. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, your liver issue. Yeah. Again, some of this stuff's a generality. If you have a specific health condition that prevents you from handling a vitamin in this case, you got to modify things for your specific situation. But hopefully you can heal it. Hopefully you can heal it, Mr. Lee. You're still alive. Your liver hasn't, all the cells of your liver aren't dead yet. So there's still the potential to heal it. So I just can't stress enough how extremely important it is right now for you to really consider hooking up with one of these carnivore doctors, specifically a carnivore doctor, to try and give your body a chance. Get the right person to advise you, and then give your body a chance to heal that liver before you end up having to have a transplant or dying. We don't want Mr. Lee dead. That'd be like seriously not cool, man. You're not allowed to die. Don says I went and looked and he can't pinpoint where you were blocked. Only knows 2 weeks ago. Meatballs and gravy. Yeah, meatballs and gravy. The problem with the gravy mixes and stuff is they put fucked up shit in it, corn, what do they call it? Corn stuff and flour. You gotta watch out for stuff like that. Like figure out how to make some kind of gravy, I mean, really you could just use your drippings and then go over the Ketogenic Woman channel. The Ketogenic Woman channel, she shows ketogenic recipes, but she also shows specifically carnivore recipes. And I'm sure she's got some kind of gravy, fully carnivore gravy recipe somewhere. I haven't seen it, but I'm sure she probably does. Like she shows all kinds of stuff like it. a lot of people, their biggest issue, or one of their biggest issues, is how the hell, because so many, everything, like, you put, what's pizza on, what's a sandwich on, what's a burger on, everything, there's such a bread based society. So how do you deal with that? Well, now for me, how I've dealt with, like pizza, for example, is I would just take get a griddle, butter, put some butter on it, and then put a layer of mozzarella cheese down. You don't want to go too big because you want to be able to flip this over. You're basically making this kind of like a tortilla, really, out of melted mozzarella cheese, and then get it browned on one side, flip it over, put your pizza toppings on top, and while you're browning the bottom side of that mozzarella cheese. So there's a lot of mozzarella cheese involved in a mozzarella cheese crust pizza. But that's how I dealt with something like that. But anyways, there's a something they call cloud bread. And what you do is you take egg whites and you fluff them up, and you put a couple other things in there typically, but and then bake that into a bread made out of egg whites. So it's carnivore. But I haven't seen specifically carnivore gravy that leaves out the plant, because there's certain plant products they put in there, corn-based crap, and in typical gravies. Although if the only thing you're eating is gravy, you're doing that's not carnivore, you're doing 10 times better than everybody else. That's for damn sure. Donald says, Uncle Bones, yeah, I was just X2 though, through it, and can't see you at all. Lots of pro athletes go on the carnivore diet. Yeah. Fist, I tell you, it's been a few years back since I did a full 6 months carnivore. And the people in the gym, the guys in the gym, because they thought I was crazy, like, because they believed all this bullshit. Oh, how you getting your vitamin C? There's vitamin C in meat. What about fiber? You need fiber. You do not need one smidgen of fiber. You don't need it. The fact is when you get transitioned into a zero fiber diet, everything going on in those regards, toilet wise, is 10 times better. 10 times better or more, depending on how bad your gut is and what's going on with your digestion and stuff. It could be 1,000 times better to you, depending on how bad, like if you have, serious like IBS and stuff like that. This fixes it, because your body isn't made to really deal with fiber. You don't have a huge hind gut like a gorilla. But anyway, and one of the things that happened was because I was getting proper nutrition, I wasn't hungry all the time anymore. I mean, there's multiple mechanisms at play. One, I'm getting proper nutrition. Two, I'm not eating any carbs, so it isn't causing a hormonal response that tells you you're more hungry. So basically, I wasn't hungry. Like, the hunger, I never got as hungry as I would get when I was a carb eater, 5 times a day. I was ravenously hungry my whole life and didn't realize it. Once I got transitioned into a fully carnivorous diet, though, that hunger went away, and I found out what it was to be a true human. What real hunger was, which is I just didn't feel hungry like I did before. And so I would only eat once a day, and sometimes every 2 days. I would just eat once every 2 days. So I would come in the gym, I haven't eaten anything for 47 hours, and the guys in the gym are like, "You're gonna pass out. You can't lift weights when you haven't eaten for 47 hours." But what did I do? I went in there, lifted weights, and they watched, and many times, and of course, the fact is I had more energy, and I stopped doing cardio. I hate doing cardio, and so I stopped doing cardio because I was trimming down with no effort, none. I could eat as much meat as I want and never be hungry and not do cardio, and the weight would just come off. right? And then I could still lift weights and build muscle and stuff like that. I had more energy. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. My blood sugar issue went away. My joint pain, which apparently is caused by an autoimmune issue, went away. Right? Just because I was eating fatty meat and nothing else. Don't poison yourself with plants. All the plants have poison in them because humans are not designed to eat them. We're not designed to eat them. We're designed to eat fatty red meat animals like mastodons, woolly mammoths, big freaking rhinos, they're giant camels, bigger versions of elk, bigger versions of bison back then. A whole bunch of different megafauna animals, right? That we specialize in eating, and that's what we're designed to eat, not the plants. So, so yeah, so a lot of these athletes are starting to figure this out. That the whole thing where you have to have cars, blah blah, you can't. No, you're gonna be way better off if you go fully carnivore. So, Uncle Bone says, Donald, can you send Scott a link to my channel? Donald says, I feel guilty if I did it. I try to be careful, but phone is no good for modding. A couple of my comments missing that night too. Fists Like Bullets says, have to have good organs to filter all the proteins though. So have a physical before you change the diet. Well, yeah, you want to be careful. You have pre-existing conditions, you want to be careful. But the reality is that's not as much of a problem as the mainstream scientists have made it out to be. When you're designed to be a fully carnivorous animal, that's not an issue at all. And plus, I like again, my hunger went down. So, and I was measuring all my food. I was measuring everything out. I was really Jim Broing it at that time, and I had it documented what I was eating as I went from a typical gym diet, like brown rice, broccoli, chicken breast, all that crap, and then went into keto, and then went into carnivore. And what changed was I was eating way less food. I was eating 100% fatty meat. I was eating all I wanted, but my hunger was way low, so I was eating way less. And roughly that fell into somewhere between 25 to 33% of what I used to eat. I was eating less than a third as much food as I used to eat. I didn't need it. One of the reasons why people are shoveling so much food down their gut is because they can't ever get all the nutrition that they really need because they're not eating the right stuff. They're eating a bunch of plants that have anti-nutrients in it. They're being hit with hundreds of different types of toxins from the plants that now the body needs more resources to fight. So you just can't win. That's why you're just shoveling and shoveling and shoveling. If you transition to carnivore and after a while you do it long enough, most people stop eating so much food. Their hunger goes out. Some of them don't. Some people keep shoveling, but I think part of that might be just they're just the habit, but it may not. Some people may actually need it. Maybe they're extremely active. They're work really hard. So there's some, not everyone's going to have exactly the same results as I did. What I had was drastic reduction in hunger. I needed way less food. I was eating 25 to 33% of what I used to eat and felt 10 times better. My blood sugar, diabetes went away. Autoimmune symptoms went away. Trimmed body fat with no effort whatsoever. I stopped doing cardio. I mean, brain functions better, more energy. Gut issues go away if you have them. Oh, and no more sunburn. No more freaking sunburn. Didn't even know that was something that needed to be fixed. But apparently, the reason why people get sunburned is because they're eating plants. Something in the plants, something is preventing their body from it being able to defend itself against sunlight appropriately. Because if you think about it, humans ran around butt ass naked in sunlight for thousands and millions of years, right? So what happened? Well, apparently, about 10,000 years ago, we started eating a bunch of plants, and we've been screwed up ever since. Brain size went down. Human brain size shrunk. That was one thing that happened. Human teeth started to go bad. Humans didn't really have bad teeth before then. Somebody had a bad idea when they started thinking, "Hey, let's all stop following herds, and we'll just build a house, a permanent house, and stay in one place, and we'll carve open the earth and completely destroy an ecosystem to grow plants and just sit here." It was a bad idea. It was a bad idea. But we're figuring that out. Mr. Lee says Professor Bart K does wear a German fella's costume sometimes. Well, that's a joke. He's a comedian on top of everything else. Fist says vitamins are full of fillers. I mean, if you're lacking in diet, you shouldn't need vitamins. You mean if you're eating the proper diet, yeah. JT says, so how come we don't have teeth more like wolves, tigers, and other nature's carnivores, all sharp and pointy and shit? Damn good question. The reason is because humans never evolved along those lines. Humans evolved as tool makers. See, chimpanzees use tools. They're not tool crafters so much like we became, but we split off from them a long time ago. And as we and chimpanzees are primarily plant eaters, although they do eat some meat. They do some hunting. I think it's like 4% of their diet roughly. But we use tools. So sticks, pointy sticks, spears. We started making spear points, traps, snares, just using our mind to figure out, okay, if we spook these animals over this direction, some of them will run off that damn cliff. And then they, used different types of tools to scrape meat off the bones and stuff like that. They were using tools. We never used humans never ran up on an animal and grabbed it with our mouth to kill it. That's the only reason, that a carnivore has those type of teeth, is so they can run up and grab. We have hands and we have our mind. So we developed differently, and our teeth became reduced as we became more carnivorous because we weren't using them for that. Now look at, because vegans bring that up all the time, and so it's funny, show them a picture of a gorilla. A gorilla is vegan. It's an herbivore. It don't eat any meat at all, but it has big freaking fangs. Why? Because in the primates, those fangs aren't for killing meat. They're threat displays and stuff like that. There's an animal called the gelada baboon. Has huge fangs. All it eats is grass. So this is something that sometimes these vegans and vegetarians try to point to the teeth and say, "Oh, this is proof," blah blah blah, and it's actually the exact opposite of what they say. So hopefully that explains that. There's a lot of other data proving it, but the fact that people cure just about everything by going fully carnivore is crazy. It's unbelievable. You can't even begin to believe what some people have fixed by going carnivore. It's nuts. It's crazy. And it's just because that's what we're designed to eat. And they've done a lot of isotopic data. I forget which element they were using, but basically what it shows them is how carnivorous an animal is. And it turns out that humans are like one of the most extreme carnivores there is. Based on what we were before the agricultural revolution happened. For millions of years, we were carnivores, and then we started eating these plants only about 10,000 years ago. But before that, this data that they found showed that we were not just eating prey animals, we were also eating other carnivorous animals. So we were out there killing your odd hyena and lion and wolf and stuff and eating those too. We were extremely carnivorous. And so, yeah. Whoops. Just had to been in England. Mr. Lee says, I'm still alive. Still alive, Mr. Lee. We want to keep you alive for a very long time. Fish says, JT, wolves chew raw bones and that keeps their teeth healthy. If a wolf loses a canine, they may not survive in the wild. Yeah. It's because they don't have hands to make spears and Chuck said spears and the brains to figure out more complex hunting strategies like humans do. Humans never use claws and teeth. That's just not. We never. It's a completely different hunting plan. Fish says same as dogs. We do a lot of raw frozen chicken necks and beef ribs. Oh yeah, yeah. You can make your dogs happy that way. Donald says, Uncle Bones, they replied to my comment and said to have you call them. I told them to DM me their number. Awesome. Fish says, I just use broth, pure beef broth. Yeah. 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 That's a simple way. I'd boil it down because I do want it to get thick, So what you could do maybe is put some ground up pork rinds in it, maybe. I don't know. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, I had a CT scan on Thursday. My gastroenterologist will decide in July whether I need a transplant. I do feel better the last few weeks, though. Fasting, man. You need some fasting. JT says, but I mean, our teeth are more like those of non-carnivores in nature. Yeah, you need to, look up Homo carnivorous. I think it's like an hour long. It's like a documentary someone made. It's a pretty good introduction to a lot of it because I don't think everything's in there. Like there's a lot more, but basic introduction to why humans are carnivores. There's a documentary called Homo Carnivorous, and I think in the us part of carnivorous, I think it's just U.S. I don't think it's OUS. I think it's U.S. like a Latinized name, Homo Carnivorous, and that kind of explains a lot of that stuff. Corey Cole says every person I've seen in here trolling are the same ones I've had trouble with on other channels. Go figure. Yeah. Oh well. This is where trolls come to get humbled and and realize that they're powerless. You have no power over me. It's just like in Labyrinth. You have no power on me. Once you recognize they have no power over me, and you just laugh at them, Mr. Lee's calling Cloud Lady. Well, she's not called the Cloud Lady. Her channel's called the Ketogenic Woman. Fist Like Bull says we have 4 canine teeth. I mean, you still have canines, but a lot of animals have canines, and ours are just really reduced because we never use them for anything for a long period of time. But yeah. Donald says I will when I get to it. Duck is blah blah blahing. JT says like a gorilla. Yeah, gorillas have huge canines, but they're just for display. And the primates, pretty much, primates don't hunt with canine teeth. They're just a threat display. And also, of course, and the gorilla. Yeah, gorilla is vegan. It eats nothing but foliage, leaves, and so yeah, the whole thing with the teeth. When the vegans show up with that argument, it don't They don't hold water. They're incorrect. Angel says, JT, we have other means of dispatching our prey, knives and forks, so do not need huge canine teeth. Yeah. Yeah. We never did. Like in the beginning, I'm sure we did some pretty simple stuff like just, sneak up on something and hit it with a rock. We did a lot of time of just stealing the prey or stealing the kills of other animals. Um, which is why like we're basically designed to eat rotting meat, right? We're our stomach acid is like that of a typical scavenger, so it's a lower pH, it's stronger than typical carnivores and real far away from herbivores, right? Our stomach acid is like a scavenger because of, one, we spend a lot of time stealing the leftovers of the kills of other animals. So it's been laying around a little bit. It's been gnawed on by a bunch of carnivores. It's got lots of pathogens in it. So you need the strong stomach acid to kill all those pathogens. And then two, when we got really good at killing really big prey and we didn't have refrigeration. So we were sitting here eating this animal as it's starting to decompose. This is why nowadays we like to hang up beef. We'll hang a cow and age it for a couple of months, and it'd be awesome. It's also probably why we like a lot of dairy products fermented. Like, why would you, take milk and then ferment it? Well, we're kind of designed to eat these microbially pre-digested materials, these animal fats and proteins that are pre-digested by microbes and fungi. And so it's just what we're designed to eat. So we like cheese, we like cottage cheese, we like these type of things. So yeah, the government's not telling people this stuff. They're not going to tell them this stuff. They don't want you healthy. Duck says, fuck off, shit talkers. Okay. Whatever, dude. Fist says Rogan has had a few carnivore people on his show. They had or have no issues. Yeah. Yeah. And have cured major problems. Jordan Peterson was one of them. Cured some major health problems and serious depression. He had serious depression problems and made it go away. Now he can't eat anything like, he can't go back and eat a plant now because his problems will come back with a vengeance. He has to eat purely 100% carnivorous to keep those problems away. Donald says Blackbeard Cindy wants an intro or she will never chat again. What kind of intro would she like? I don't know what you're saying. Hate group. Why we hate group? You're the hateful one, man. Puppy Poop is here. Says it's another channel I made for Dogman to get the word in. To get a word in this morning, his Dogman evidence is puppy shit. Oh yeah. Fist says all the shit they fertilizer, all the shit they fertilizers in the veggies and plants. Yeah, I mean they do that on top of it, but the plants are already poisonous naturally. So even if we didn't poison them, they would still be poisonous. I think it was the count on like they were looking at broccoli specifically having somewhere like it was over 100. I think it was over 130 different carcinogens are known in broccoli. Like it naturally produces these carcinogenic uh, compounds. High metabolism. Raptor says they had a lot of dirt on their skin so they didn't get sunburned so much. That's not exactly what the issue is. The issue is your body is not nothing is functioning correctly in your body physiologically because you got all these plant toxins in your body fucking everything up. Like all the carnivores, like these carnivores now that are having this issue, having this result of the sun don't burn us anymore. It's happened to me and other family member. Another family member has gone carnivore and has had the same result. The sun just doesn't affect us as well anymore. And there's thousands of other carnivores out there, the same thing. It ain't like we were dirty and started washing ourselves before this, right? So that's not the case at all. It's not. Humans have screwed up their body's ability to handle things like the sun and many other issues by eating poisonous plants. First, the genetics kill the vegetables too, or fist the genetics. Yeah, they've been changed too. A lot of those vegetables aren't anywhere near what they were in nature. Fist says Jordan Peterson, full carnivore. Yep. Like him, seen him on Rogan too. Yep, he's got some common sense shit to say. Jordan's daughter, she looks pretty healthy to me. Yeah, if you look at her story, she was having some serious health issues, and that's why she went on this elimination, eliminating foods, trying to figure out what it was that was causing her so much problems. And the only way she could fix herself was by going fully carnivorous. Mr. Lee says, Donald, you're confusing the shit out of me. Fish says those baboons you mentioned are crazy looking. They steal and raise domestic dogs to guard them. Talk more BS, boring. Dogman VT BS says, Mr. Lee, I made like 7 channels to trigger him this morning. The duck is hungry. Dogman Vermont bullshit says, Mr. Lee, he went live this morning spewing hate, so I helped him with that. Yeah, he's got a lot of channels. Over 20. JT says, sounds very interesting, Lucky. I think I'm going to try it. Doing a shit ton of drugs through my life has me a collection of all kinds of issues. Maybe going carnivore will help straighten it out. It should definitely. Like the things that people have cured doing this is just, it's been nuts. You have no idea. But you might check out some of those carnivore doctors that are out there trying to, help people learn about this stuff. Ken Berry, Dr. Sean Baker, Dr. Anthony Shafee, and then the Professor Bart K. The dude is odd, okay, but he does a lot of comedic stuff too. But he's correct. He's correct about what humans are supposed to be eating. And Raptor says, Dogman, are you doing here YouTube only? Or is it all Google? What? Vermont Dogman says, Corey, I used my trolling to egg on grifters and liars. Bring it, Dogman, bring it. Where's your people? Where's all your viewers at? Tell them to come over here and help you troll me. Why won't they come help you? 30 Google accounts and channels stacked up on them. Getting all those channels on Google or here, YouTube. IP. Tell him we know his IP address. Want to play noobs, fake accounts, blocking come soon. Oh, whatever, dude. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you have his IP address. Raptor says, I'll have to figure that out. Thanks. Mr. Lee says, Wagyu beef can be matured for up to 10 years. Yeah. We're designed to eat aged meat. Fist says, imagine trying one of those century-old eggs. Yeah, I don't know if I'm down with that myself, but Duck says, I'm off boring, have shit, 24 noobs. Okay. Robert said there's videos on how to do it. Couldn't eat one. Dogman Vermont, thank you. I'll have to look it up. Appreciate it. Fist says, Dogs also have so many issues eating that baked crap kibble with fillers and garbage. Yeah, most dog food is primarily made of corn. So you basically got meat flavored cornmeal, and that's why dogs are getting all the same diseases we are: heart disease, diabetes, obesity. All this shit's happening to dogs. Well, it's because we're feeding them corn and they're not supposed to eat corn, just like we are not supposed to eat corn. Corn's not even natural. In nature, corn didn't look anything like it does now. We've changed it dramatically, and that was just by selective breeding. That doesn't even count like what we've done with gene splicing and all this crap more recently. This GMO crap. Humans were changing corn for a long time before we started with GMO, and by just selectively breeding, and we changed it to such a great extent that corn can no longer survive in the wild. It can't. It can't survive. It needs humans to survive. Yeah, wheat. We're not supposed to eat wheat at all. It's poisonous to us. Duck says, all blocked, mind you, vault of the love. Cockbeards, Willie. You're not even making sense. Are you drunk? I'm wondering if Duck's drunk half the time. Bigger fish to fry? If you say so. Dogman Vermont says, yeah, I invited them here this morning. Volta BS says, let's try this channel. Duck says, oh, it smatters unlike you, Cockbeard, your time's coming. TikTok, what goes around comes around, BS talkers. You need to learn how to formulate a sentence, dude. Fist says, cornmeal and wheat crap fillers, dogs having cancer all the time. Yeah. Yeah. All these diseases, we're feeding them this crap, you know. It's unfortunate for the dogs that they suffer. We do it to ourselves and we do it to the dogs. Volta BS says, Dogman, book the flight or tuck your tail. Yeah, his tail's tucked all the way up his crack. Duck says, okay, talk more about me, my love. Don't make tall ones jealous. Ha ha, out. You keep saying you're leaving, but you never do. This is, I thought the same. He's hammered. He's got to be him. He's hammered as fuck. Oh. You know, he had a perfect opportunity to try and talk to us about the Scottish New Year. And he didn't take it. He didn't take it. Hogmanay. He could have told us all about his Scottish. See, this is making me wonder. Maybe you're not really Scottish. You're not the least bit excited about the Scottish New Year. A couple others aren't here. I don't know what's up, where they're at. Maybe they're busy. Gary says, please hit the hit that delude button for mankind, Lockbeard. Delude button. Coming up. Playing all this. Okay. Hey, was he hammered this morning? Jay Fritz here says, what the heck did all these dog people come from? What the fuck? I don't know, Jay. It's out of control. Duck says, Volt, you see you soon, boy. My turn. You probably should call him his full name, Volta BS, because he isn't the same as Volta Nightmares, who we all know is about as full of shit as you are, dog man. Fist Like Bullet says, I was more hoping for some more Dogman encounters or proof. Something. Yeah, they ain't got nothing. They ain't got nothing. There's no Dogman evidence. It's such a crazy thing. If there is anything, any real phenomena, it's got to be something like of a some high strangeness. Like it isn't like with Bigfoot. I think it's just a race of big hairy people out in the woods that are really good at hiding. They're people. They're humans. They're as intelligent as we are. They just choose not to, leave anything behind that shows that they're there, so that we don't know they're there. So they don't leave tools behind. They don't leave fire pits behind. They don't build anything. They don't make anything. But they're in order to keep themselves hidden and undetected, because if they make something, sooner or later we're going to find something they made, and we're going to like, well, who made this fucking thing? So, but uh, with so-called dog men, um, if that's real, it must be some kind of spiritual thing, or something that's beyond the well, I hate to say that too, beyond the veil, because it's kind of not really. I just don't feel like that it's an accurate terminology, but maybe it is. I mean, the problem is people, they it carries a lot of connotation for people. They have a certain idea of what that means, and it may not be exactly what I'm trying to say, but I need to say it in some kind of words that people understand. Things that are unseen, that they're right here, but usually remains unseen, doesn't necessarily mean like what people think of as interdimensional. There's no I gotta be careful how I word it though. To say there's no other dimensions. There's one universe. There's a lot of shit you can't see in it, right? Um, like you can't really see heat like a snake can. Why? Because the snake has the tools to see heat. We don't. And that goes on for, that's just a matter of different types of frequencies, different types of radiation that can be seen. We see visible light. Some animals see some colors that others can't. There's like a shrimp that has receptors for seeing all like 12 different types of colors, and we're only like, what are we, three or whatever it is we see. So everything we see is a combination of a handful. But what you perceive in the universe is limited by what kind of equipment you're evolved to perceive with. So when it comes to like visible light, you have your eyes. When it comes to physical matter, right? Because physical matter is the same damn thing as light. It's just a different energy level. So it's solid. So we can still see it with our eyes, but we can also interact with it by touching it. We can actually physically touch it, because we're made of the same shit. But well, that's a huge rabbit hole to jump down. Trying to convey like what the unseen really is. It's frequencies beyond what we can perceive, and that's it. It's not a different universe, it's not a different dimension. Although some people might go ahead and still describe it as a different dimension, because there'll be this whole ecosystem existing in the frequency range that's beyond what our perceptions are. But yeah. Uncle Bone says, "Did you bring your dog treats?" Yeah, Dog Man might want some dog treats. Sheep shaggers, inbreeds. Jay says, "Got 4 on my lap right now. 4 dogs, 4 little dogs." He got the little chihuahuas, I think. He ain't got proof of shit. Everybody saying hello to Fritz. Unlike you shit talkers. Well, I'm on the lookout for evidence. I better get my power situation fixed here. Hold on a second. Don't want the laptop shutting off before. How far are we in? We're over 2 hours in. Anyway, show some real evidence. Show some real evidence. If you're getting so close to these dogmen like you claimed, because you claimed you're getting real close to them and stuff like that, fine. Well, you ought to be able to get some kind of evidence. But, you know, from what I understand, because I haven't gone through all your shit, but others have. And I'm not going to go through picture after picture. I see a few things and it's bullshit, and I'm going to stop. I'm not going to spend all day going through your shit. So you might want to think about when you put something, if you post something that's a good quality evidence, something where we actually see something, and, you know, instead of just throwing a bunch of crap out. Vault to be, yes. Yep, he's here. And Raptor Crazy. Vault to BS says, Dogman, your evidence is nothing but a disorder. Get some help. Duck says, haha, no nothings, BS talkers, real hate channels. If you say so. I mean, you're right. If there's other channels that are being hateful, but I'm not being hateful. I don't know what you're talking about. You're just dreaming shit, I guess. My love, Cockbeard. See, he said right there, he loves me. Dogman UK loves me. Gary says, when werewolves hide behind trees, just having fun. Like, yeah, that says a lot. Duck says, leave you this, their flesh and blood pack animals. Well, you ought to be able to produce some evidence. Mandy and Candy says, Fritz, loony old man's makes up Bigfooter stories for attention. You pathetic. Nobody really believes your bullshit. They are just being nice to you too. Mandy, why are you being so aggressive towards people and attacking people in that way? Like, Jay's not doing anybody harm, and I know some people question whether or not his story is true, but why did you feel the need to say that? You know, and why not just say, look, you know, I don't think I believe your story, but you're calling him loony, you're calling him old man, calling him saying he's making up stories for attention. You call him a pathetic nobody. And I mean, you're really like, this is stuff that, is this another Dogman UK person? Do you follow our Dogman UK? Are you him or his girlfriend, or, you know, this wasn't what I'm saying is this comment wasn't very nice. Not very nice. Book the flight, coward. Yeah. Jay says, Lockie must have invested in doggy pads. Yeah. Dogman UK might need to take a crap. I don't know. Manny Kenny says, Fritz, lonely. What the hell? Book stories for attention. Nobody's believing you. Oh, I think looks like you wrote this roughly. It's not exactly the same, but try to be nice to old Jay now. Puppy Man says, this is my favorite new channel. Can I get a wrench? Wow. Being censored, Beard? You're not being censored. Why do you think you're being censored? Who's blocking you from commenting? I see your comments. I don't know. Are they not showing up on YouTube? Sometimes it won't show up on YouTube, but it'll still show up over here because YouTube's doing their thing. That being said, Try being a little nicer, old Jay. Now you don't need to, go balls deep on him like that. He drinks too many milkshakes. You go balls deep on him, you're liable to get some splatter shit like you never seen. Drinking on them, the milkshakes can be, things get wild. Yeah, you're not. Puppy Man says you're not. Jay's encounter, I believe, says Puppy Man. Jay says, like this old man really gives a shit what you think. Well, whatever, duck. You keep saying you're out, but you never really go. Puppy Man UK says, I have thinned a lot of encounters lately. And Jay's hold up. Danny says, I believe Jay too. Yeah. It's a plausible encounter. It's a believable encounter. Jay says he saw basically a big hairy man chasing hogs. The dude wasn't jumping out of a portal. He wasn't jumping out of a UFO. The big hairy man didn't cloak like the Predator movie. The big hairy man didn't speak to Jay in his head with telepathy, which you guys call mind speak because you can't say words with that many syllables in them. But it's telepathic communication is what you're describing. Mind speak is just a I don't know what it is. I hate that word. What you're talking about is telepathic communication. Yeah. This says people always saying my dog's froze. It must be a Sasquatch. It's BS. They have huge, large livestock guardian dogs. Packs they fear nothing because fucking huge brown bears. Why would they fear a Sasquatch first encounter? Yeah, livestock guardian dogs are freaking like I don't think a lot of people um recognize how great those animals are. Um, like when I got my Great Pyrenees, I needed something to guard my chickens, and I found this Great Pyrenees in the pound. Um, at least she had all the physical characteristics of Great Pyrenees, down to even having the double dew claw. And they said they thought she was a full blood Great Pyrenees. And if there was any doubt, when I brought her home, I just brought her home, stuck her in the chicken coop, and she just immediately just knew that she was supposed to guard the damn chickens, and that's what she did. Well, she guarded the chickens and my friends, family, and me, of course. My friend's family, who's was on that property, like she decided what her territory was, and anything that she thought needed to be guarded in that territory got guarded. And and it's just in her DNA. Humans bred them for thousands of years to just know instinctually to guard livestock. And that's just what they do. They're pretty awesome. But yeah, the this whole idea, I think now Bigfoot might be a little. Bigfoot could be, because I don't, we don't know, but Bigfoot might be something a little more dangerous than a brown bear. That's one of the things I'd like to know. Um, but I definitely think livestock guardian dogs, um, Marinas, Great Pyrenees, um, Mastiffs, all those. I definitely think that they would do their job, even if it's a Sasquatch. So, Jay says, "Lock, nice seeing you. See you next week." All right, man, take it easy. We're gonna wrap her up in a second too. Puppy Man says, Jay, don't let the goose chase you off. Puppy Man says, Mandy, you better apologize. Fist says, yeah, livestock guardian dogs fear nothing and know how to deal with stuff and smart enough to not always engage but fear nothing. Yeah. Like my Great Pyrenees, like she even like killed a hawk, left the dead hawk out there for us to find. She killed a fucking hawk. And I mean, I've told the story before on the channel, but you weren't here for this, I don't think. But like I said, on that property, my friend's family was there, and he had a little kid. I can't remember how. I think he was he. I can't remember how young he was. He's like 4 or something like that, I think. Anyway, this a little dachshund dog, a weenie dog, wandered up, and it's kind of funny because we're into this place is end of the road. Like there's nowhere else to go. You're at the end of the road, and then it's just forest and hills, right? And there's a lake there too. But so this weenie dog wanders up, and the little boy was trying to play with this weenie dog. And the Great Pyrenees, sees this stupid little thing wander up, and she's just watching, right? She's not sure if she should do anything. So I guess she didn't. So the older boy was in the yard, and he saw what happened next, because the Great Pyrenees, she didn't. She just when the weenie dog first wandered up, she just watched him. She didn't do anything. But the youngest boy, he went and started playing with trying to play with this little weenie dog. Well, the weenie, I guess maybe he pulled its ear. I don't know. Little boys sometimes can get rough with a dog, and the weenie dog bit the boy on the face. The older boy said the Great Pyrenees ran over, grabbed the weenie dog, and tossed it off the porch. She didn't mangle it or anything. She didn't kill it, but she grabbed it and tossed it off the porch away from the little boy. Now, that weenie dog the humans dealt with the weenie dog. That weenie dog did not survive the day. Yeah. So she did the she did what she worked out the best she could in the situation. You don't necessarily want her to like rip apart a little dog as soon as it walks up. Apparently after that event, a couple of years later, that did happen, because I guess she just learned from that experience. She doesn't let strange dogs come in at all. So somebody's small breed dog wandered over in the wrong area, and what was it doing there? It's a quarter mile from the nearest house, and we're into the road, right? There's no one beyond us. We're into the road. So, but I was pleased with this dog. She did her job. Fist says dangers don't matter to LG keys. They would face a croc if it had to. Yeah. Jay says, puppy, these fuckwads don't bother me one bit. Puppy Man says, Lockbeard, I'd love to have a pup off your dogs. Have your pup off your dogs. Yeah, they'd be a good dog. Fish says that's a good LGD, got the situation handled and didn't kill it. Yeah, I mean, little boy didn't need to see a weenie dog ripped apart. She did exactly what as much as she needed to do to neutralize the situation. You can't blame her for not knowing that, because who could have guessed that the weenie dog was going to turn around and bite the little boy on the face. It was a strange dog. who knows what the right answer was in that situation in the dog for the dog to figure out, right? What do you expect the dog to do? But she did watch, and she kept watch until something went wrong, and then she dealt with it. So I'm perfectly happy with what she did. But the humans, the adult humans, I don't know who exactly took care of the termination of that dog, but that dog got terminated. The little weenie dog did get terminated, but it was by humans. Just like Bull says, some small dogs aren't trained right. Yeah, and I'm convinced that a lot of those little breeds have been bred to, to have certain characteristics that humans like without adequate attention paid to, is the animal crazy or not? Is it intelligent? Is it able to figure out what it's supposed to do and what it's not supposed to do? Some of these dogs seem just retarded. I know it's not nice to use the R word, but they just are. They're not very bright, and they're kind of crazy. As many dogs. Yeah, stray dog, a small dog wandering all over, terrible owners. Yeah. Yeah, like well, and it's dogs is dogs. Like I'd walk down the road. There was some people down there that had a little Yorkie dog, I think it was. I think it was a Yorkie. Anyway, they put him on a chain outside the house sometimes, and he could go almost to the right over, into the road a little bit on his chain. So when I'd walk by, he'd be out there barking, and my Great Pyrenees would be walking beside me. And if she was between me and the little Yorkie, she would walk around the other side of me because she wanted to get away from that stupid little Yorkie. She didn't want to fuck with him. She knew he was supposed to be there, and he was fine, but she didn't. She just wanted to get away from him. But another nearby neighbor had some boxers, two boxer dogs. Every so often they would get out, and they would just cause all kinds of shit. And one day they went over there, and that little Yorkie was on that chain, and they attacked him, and they bit his fucking nuts off. For some reason, they bit his nuts off. And then I guess they attacked him on another occasion later and killed him. Well, that poor little thing was a sitting duck out there on that chain. But boxers, I'm not entirely sure boxers are completely right in the head anyway, but This says we have boxers and palms, larger palm, like 22 pounds, more Euro spits, and we train them like larger dogs, and they don't get away with anything, more or less. Yeah. Well, there was also we had a boxer dog that lived on the property with the Great Pyrenees too. She she was a good dog. She didn't cause any shit. UK, kind of like UK still paper training. Yorkie on a chain, yeah. That poor thing was a sitting duck, man. Them two boxer dogs killed him. Mr. Lee said my pug sleeps all day now. She will be 14 next year. She elderly pug. Won't be long. Be prepared, yeah. Fist like bullet says boxers need to be trained, right? Yeah, and I think that's what's going on. See, what originally the reason why I got the Great Pyrenees was because the people that own those two boxers, before they had those two boxers, they had one boxer male. He was a nice dog. I'd pet him. His name was Bullet and stuff like that. But when I got chickens, he would come over and kill the chickens, and he was causing trouble. And I needed a LGD to guard the chickens from him. And at first, she didn't do nothing about him because his smell was already there. and so she wasn't sure yet how to proceed, I guess. But one day I was out there and Bullet come over thinking he's going to kill him another chicken, and I threw a rock at him. Didn't even hit him, but he took off running. The Great Pyrenees saw me chase him off that one time, and I never saw that dog again. 2 months later, the owner called and said their dog's gone. Bullet was gone. Now, I don't know what happened to him. They were thinking I killed him. I didn't do nothing to that dog. I chased him off that one last time after I got the Great Pyrenees dog. The Great Pyrenees dog saw me chase him off, and then I never saw that dog again. Now, if the Great Pyrenees dog took this big male boxer out in the woods and killed his ass, it's not my fault. He should have stayed on his side of the valley over there, because he's over a quarter mile away over there. And so I don't know what happened to him. I didn't do anything to him myself. If the dog did something to him, because I'm pretty sure that pretty much there's probably it's probably not there's probably very little chance that a boxer can beat a Great Pyrenees, basically. Because, like you said, you brought up brown bears. They were bred with brown bears in mind for defending livestock. So, but anyway, those people had Bullet, and he disappeared. And it was the same thing with him, right? He was normally in a little fenced area, and he would get out sometimes and cause shit. And then they got 2 more boxer dogs after him, and it was the same thing. Every so often, they would get out of their fence and go cause shit. Now, part of that might be not properly training. Part of it may be that they didn't have enough room. And if a dog is in a fence, a lot of times when it gets out, it's just going to go get in the shit, right? Because it's just, you put it in a cage. It's not socialized with the other creatures in the area, and it's not adjusted. Like what they probably should have done is take them for walks. Come maybe even walk up by where some chickens are. If there's some chickens in the area, go walk up there, and if the dogs start to go after them, pull back on their leashes, tell them no, let them know that they're not supposed to do it. They never had any training like that, so that I'm aware of. Like APBT, like an APBT, what? Better prepared than last time, Mr. Lee. All dogs need to be trained right, is my point. Yeah. Well, one thing I think, but it's unfortunate you can't let your dogs run. But if you think about it, ancient tribal people, even communities, they didn't have fences and stuff. Really, their dogs learn to interact with each other. You get a new dog, I mean, you're going to take them around and kind of teach them. It's like, look, these are all you need to get along with all these dogs in there, and they run. Well, now you can't let your dogs run in a lot of places. And as a result, I think it makes them kind of nuts that they're caged. They don't want to be caged. They're animals. They're meant to run. And it just leads to trouble. So it's not really the dog's fault, right? Those boxer dogs, it's not really their fault. They're a big dog. They had too small an area that they're fenced into. When they get out, they're excited, and these are hunters. So they're going to go fuck something up. And that's what happened. Icon made it the last minute. Fist says, especially high prey drive breeds. Where have you been? He's late. That's where he's been. Puppy Man says, Icon, you missed the dog man shenanigans. Missed everything. Fist like Bullet says, yep, dogs need to obey the property line. I don't mind other people's dogs coming onto the property as long as they're not causing problems. I would prefer that everyone's dogs around me be socialized with my dogs so that whenever they just interact all the time, right? And they don't cause trouble. But unfortunately, most of the time those dogs were in that little fenced area and just weren't interacting with my dog or my friends' dogs. And because all those dogs ran loose. There's no fence. He had a boxer and a mastiff, and I had a Great Pyrenees, and these dogs just run around, and they just know where they need to be, and they're not caged in a situation where they might get out sometimes, and then they get excited and run and cause trouble. I really wish we could just get back to that as a society where your dogs you just run them and they're properly socialized with all the people and other animals in the area. It's probably not feasible to get there, but it's just too bad. We're between a rock and a hard place with that, I guess. Icon says, Mr. Lee, the tractor forum has been modernized. I got deputized to help people figure out things. It's been madness. Raptor. Howdy, DEA. What? Uncle Bone says African wild dogs go to Springbuck, got penis turned inside out and chomped nuts and pulled. Oh my God! Will to live gone? Will to live gone? What the? Crazy. This says LGD are serious biz, but loyal and are great dogs. We had Anatolians and boxers also, and all did great. Yeah. Yeah, I think an LGD, if you got because like a boxer isn't a livestock guardian dog, but I think if it's got an LGD dog there that kind of keeps it, because the dogs will, sometimes they'll work things out, they'll teach each other, so like that mastiff that was there was a mixed breed of some kind, but he definitely had some mastiff in him, and then the boxer dog. Like at first, when I got the chickens, those two dogs did not know what to do with chickens, so they didn't do anything. Right? They just didn't do anything. But when the neighbor down the road, when that boxer dog showed up, Bullet, and started killing chickens, well, it got these two dogs killing chickens. So now I had a problem. I was trying to figure out how to deal with that, and I solved it without I didn't have to harm the dogs. Because I've always been told there's only a few things you can do, and probably only one thing at work, and that's killing the dog. Well, that wasn't an option, and I wouldn't have wanted to do it anyway. I did it with positive reinforcement. It took me about 10 minutes to break those two dogs of killing chickens. They never did it again. And I didn't have to harm them. It was all positive reinforcement. New evidence. What's happening, dude? Hey, Ben. This says boxers to go on the hogs mainly, and the Anatolians to guard everyone and everything. Yeah. Yeah. Puppy Man says not much working on getting Dogman UK trained to pee and poop outside. Pretty good on your end. Tractor show coming. Icon says Puppy Man, no evidence. Go find one of those new age hippie schools. Litter box in a bin of what the big old biscuit. What are you talking about? Bone says, hey, check that out. Check that link out. Fist says many LGD get stole here because they trust humans and because because the next door guy, the next door guy can bring them back if they roam, but they get stole. Why people gotta be stealing dogs, man? Kind of hot. Check it out when we're done here. Fist says, yeah, we had issues with chickens. Also, monkey see, monkey do on some dogs and sheep. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can't listen to old wives' tales, that's for sure. Because I was always told, oh, once some dogs get the taste of blood in their mouth, you never break them of it. Well, I broke these 2 dogs in 10 minutes. So, you know, I think one, you got to have a good relationship with the dogs. I think I spent more time with them dogs than their owner did. um, they, legitimately wanted to please me. They had a good, firm understanding of what the word no means, so they had some, background training to build off of to train them not to eat chickens anymore. Tractor forum for years, finally come to the 21st and a half century. Difference in appearance is throwing all the oldsters off. So I've been helping whoever stuck around, didn't give up, get acquainted with the new setup. A lot of fun. 2 shows where you live, one antique, the other one new and updated ones. Well, all right. We've almost got through another year. Dogman UK chose not to speak to us in friendly terms about the Scottish version of the new year, Hogmanay. It is basically, Hogmanay is basically the same thing as New Year's Eve. The crone is preparing to depart. Winter is at its height. The crone, old and withered, year changes at midnight into the young and fresh new year. It's also called Hag's Eve. So, New Year's Day is also called Hag's Day, honoring the goddess as she who transforms. Puppy Man says we trained our German Shepherd from chasing deer with a loud voice. Fist says agreed, Lock. You just make sure they know wrong, and the boss pack leader won't tolerate. Or some have to get put down, so you need to be firm and smart. Icon says Raptor, yep, the show with the new equipment is held once a year during the 3rd week of July. There's about 20 antique shows. Rules. We're supposed to have a mild winter, kind of exciting. Yeah, I hope it keeps mild. I don't want any single digits down here. It's not uncommon to have some days with single digit temperatures in Oklahoma. But maybe we'll get lucky and we'll slide on through without any of that kind of bullshit. But yeah. Puppy Man says, thank you, Lockbeard. Thank you. Thank you. And yeah, Happy New Year, all that crap. And I guess I'll see. I mean, I know, I'm sure a lot of you notice I've been throwing up a bunch of random shorts videos trying to get the channel building up to monetization. So that's starting to build some people up. Maybe some of those people that are subscribing because of shorts, because the shorts aren't really paranormal focused. There's some paranormal ones, but the paranormal ones don't tend to do very well. All those Family Guy ones, those Family Guy clips, they do pretty decent. And so they're bringing some subs, and maybe some of those people wander into a live one of these days and wondering what the hell's going on here. And well, we'll show them. We'll teach them some stuff, maybe. Been good, brief but good. Yeah. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, have a happy new year. You too, Mr. Lee. Raptor says, hope everyone has a happy new year. You too, Raptor. Puppy Man says, anyway, I can send you something through the mail. He's talking to Uncle Bones or Icon or who? Mr. Lee says, same to all. Happy New Year. Check the tractor stuff, Raptor, on Icon's channel. Didn't know you had that on your channel. I'll have to look it up, says Raptor. Talking to me. Icon, do you have yeah, you have a ranch. You can post your link if you want to. Let's see here. Trying to add Puppy Man UK. Puppy Man UK is a moderator. Boom. Newish. Oh, Mr. Lee got it. Boom. Oh yeah. Lockbeard. Thank you, Mr. Lee. Raptor Crazy. Alrighty. See you guys in 2024. Hopefully it's not too crazy.